Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash. All praises, blessings, honor, and glory to the Father, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, who created the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein, and the foundations of water. Also to the Son, Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christus, that the Father, Yahweh, in his gracious and abundant mercy, had sent to save us. Also to the Rakah Kodash, which is the Holy Spirit and the Comforter that Yahweh Shai left behind for us in these last days, the Holy Scriptures. I'm laying backing off of Elder Yashawamba at Remnant Saved 144 concerning the C-hip, aka the MOTB. So you can't say what needs to be said. You know, they have this wicked algorithm over there at YouTube to stop, they call online hate speech and misinformation. And these things aren't, they're trying to cover up the truth of what they've actually already admitted to. And what they're doing is putting it on the mainstream media and on news networks now concerning the MOTB. The MARK, you know how to spell, right? Of the BEAST. That's what the MOTB stands for, right? We have to spell everything out like we're in third grade or some shit. But anyway, these devils, the Edomites, the elite at the top, okay, they tell on themselves, like it says in Psalm 64 and 8. So like it says in, so that their tongue shall fall upon themselves, all that as see them shall flee away. And everyone sees the wickedness and the evil that these devils have done through their sanctions on different countries, and everybody's fleeing from them. You know, their confederacy of their wicked has been dismantled very cleverly and ingeniously by the Most High, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, who controls the minds and hearts of men, found in the book of Job, chapter 33, verses 13 and 14. So there's no free will. They're doing exactly what the Most High God is want them to do in order to fulfill prophecy, like it says in Revelation chapter 18 and also chapter 11. But anyway, I'm going to let Elder Yashawamba, he's much more highly skilled at biblical scriptures and breaking down the precepts and how it pertains to modern day times as far as what's happening now in the mainstream news and the news media, why they're trying to cover things up. But without further ado, I'll let the brother speak.
There has been renewed concern about the rising of anti-Sem sentiment in U.S. in recent weeks. All right. It says President Trump fueled the issue when he hosted an anti-Sem rapper, Ye and Nick Fuentes, and a wild nationalist, hollow denier, for dinner at his residence last month. Trump has in recent weeks also suggested the Jews who do not support the Israel enough or his political views are disloyal, a common anti-Sem trope. So these devils are just all over the place. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, then went on a right-wing radio show of Alex Jones and it espoused anti-Sem rhetoric, attacking Ish people, expressing appreciation for it man. We're going to call him Hitman. Hitman, all right, and these people, all right? So there you go. They're coming with a task force. Let's look up the word. Let's look up what the word task force means. Like, what do you mean by that? Let's do a web search. What is a task force? A task force is a unit or formation established to work on a single divine task or activity, originally introduced by the United States Navy. So it's a war tactic. As again, it says in Revelation 12, they're going to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments. All right. The term has now caught on in general use to the standpoint of NATO terminology. So it's dealing with military, with a divine or a defined task. The task is operation. All right. Jacob ass got to go. All right. Because his hand is on his heel. All right. Remember, we're at the end of Esau's world. Okay. And also, I had, let's see, is there any other article? Yeah. And again, we know that a few months ago in August, the UN declared war on dangerous conspiracy theories. All right. The world is not secretly manipulated by a global elite. So ultimately, they're coming at the testimony because the testimony directly blames them. All right. Now you have people in the world who understand the elite and this and that, but it is through this testimony that is tied to the biblical Edomites, the end of his world, everything that he would do, him running this beast system, the modern day Rome, all of that. So he's being exposed, fact checked. You got to have fact check there, right? In order for it to be real. But yeah, this has been fact checked. Okay. They're ultimately saying, okay, you ain't gonna be able to just be walking around freely. Okay, they're declaring war. Okay, and the UN is ultimately the elites under a particular name, United Nations. Okay, also warns that Soros, all right, the Rothschilds and the state of Israel must not be linked to any alleged conspiracy. See. So they're ultimately saying you're going to make it illegal for you to testify. Okay. Again, that make a man an offender for a word and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. Okay. And I was also checking out this article. Okay. Now, I was trying to see if this was a satire site, and it doesn't seem to be one. But ultimately, because this chip is here, okay? But it says here, anti-chippers are the largest group of awful people, are now the latest group of awful people we now have to worry about. As in these troubling times having already been encumbered us with enough challenges, they're paranoid. They don't believe in science. Many have white supremacist tendencies, all right? And that's tied to believing in the Bible. Okay, that's what they're saying right there. It says, and most importantly, they want you to know that microchip implants are super duper scary. Okay, so there you go. This is the mindset that's gonna come towards what we teach. Again, this is Revelation 13 as they try to establish their system versus Revelation 14, the new song which speaks against the system. Okay, it says they're anti-chippers and they've got literally dozens more brain cells than your average anti-juicer. So what's their deal? All right, and then it goes into it. Okay, now they're tying anti-Sem to anti-chip. When you closely examine the undercurrent of the anti-chipper movement, one thing becomes increasingly clear. Anti-Sem is to blame. Okay, see? Of course, not all anti-chippers are anti-Semites, but it doesn't change the fact that they're engaging in a co-conspiracy theory, all right, primarily propagated by anti-Sem and fueled fear over what the elites or globalists would do to you, which is coded anti-Sem language. You see that? One of the leading voices in the anti-chipper movement is none other than Kanye West, who's tied to the Israelites. You see how they were able to do this so smoothly? Okay, Kyrie Irving, IUIC pops up. The Ronald Dalton. Nate's being interviewed everywhere now. All of this. Okay, which again, we told you that these particular kind of camps that are, 501c3 incorporated, they're going to be used all right, by Esau Edom to create and control the narrative. Okay, this is why they're getting all of these interviews. Okay, this is all being ordained. Esau has his hand in a lot of what's going on. And if you don't think that that's the truth, then you don't understand where you are. You don't understand what system is in place. You don't understand what the depths of what we're teaching here. Yes, there's a lot of agents popping up. There's a lot of agents that are Israelite leaders that you're going to start to see make some funny style, weird moves, say some weird things. You're going to be like, that's going to start happening on a high level. Okay. And you've all been warned. It says one of the leading voices of the anti-chipper movement is none other than Kanye West. All right. Who said they want to put chips inside of us in an interview. So bam, man, they're going all out because the testimony is getting on. They're being tormented by this word. Okay, so they have but a short time. So now they're tying it all together. Okay, and this is going to point to who talks about the chip. As a matter of fact, let's get Revelation 14 real quick. Okay, let's get Revelation 14 real quick. Revelation, the 14th chapter. In the 6th verse, and I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach to them that dwell on the earth. Okay, and the everlasting gospel is preached on the earth through the men of the Lord, and the angels through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai are over this process. Okay, the scriptures say the angels keep us in the way. Okay, so the angel, this angel has the everlasting gospel to preach to them that dwell on the earth and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, fear the Most High and give glory unto him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. So the message of the prophets will be geared towards fearing the Lord. Judgment has come. The earth belongs to him. The trees, the water, were created by a particular creator, while we're literally in a system telling you that there is no God. All right, Big Bang, science, technology, chips, this, the anti-this, making up all of this crap, man. So there's a conflict of interest with these ideologies. This is Jacob and Esau getting ready to clash. Okay, and we're going to see who the Lord is with. Okay? This is our message. This is the everlasting gospel. This is the new song. Fear the Most High. Judgment is coming. This is the what the prophet should be saying, man. And as you keep going, verse 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. So there is a message against, okay? See, because in 13, they would be trying to implement it. Okay? They would literally be trying to implement it. He's going to cause all, but then you got a message against it saying, no, if you do it, you're going to be destroyed. So that very prophecy, these very prophecies, what John the Revelator saw is happening right before our face, man. Okay? So as you can see, all right, in the interview with Forbes, West also said microchips are the MOTB, and they want to put chips inside of us. They want to do all kind of things, all right? Now here it is. This guy was amongst all of those satanic people, and he's coming out telling you about the sacrifices. He's coming out and telling you about all of the evil they do. All right, and nobody bats an eye. It's just like, oh, whatever, nigga, you crazy. You anti-Sem. Okay? Oh, my goodness. It says, West, like other anti-Sem, often invoke religious like Christianity or Islam as a way to exclude the Jews. Okay, so they're just going all the way in. and they always want to link us to Islam. Okay, and Farrakhan ain't no goddamn leader of he see yeah, he's the leader of black people. Black people are in darkness. He's leading people astray. He's leading people to darkness, literally. All right, you would think a priest of the Most High would have the the fortitude to condemn, at least condemn the ideology of Islam. Don't give Jake the notion. See, Jake, you some weird stuff going on, man. I don't understand what's up with you guys, man. But that's all right. We see where it's going, and this article keeps going. It says microchip implants are inevitable. That's a good thing. Whether you like it or not, you will get the implant. And if you don't, we'll convince your children to get the implant. And if that gives you any sort of feeling besides joy, then you're probably an anti-Sem sea theorist, because there's nothing nefarious about chip implants. They will become a normal part of everyday life, and it will be nothing but a net positive for humanity. Okay, at first they will be used to treat medical conditions. Currently, they are already being developed to control prosthetic limbs. They are also used in some patients with Parkinson's to protect tremors, according to the experts. The proliferation of this tech is inevitable. Okay, are you callous enough to suggest that people with prosthetic limbs can't cross the gates of heaven because they have a microchip? You see that? You see? We're literally this is getting ready to be the narrative and how they push it. You heard it here first. You heard it from the men of the Lord first, because we all say this. But we've been telling you, man. We've been telling you. We've been telling y'all this is where it's going. Oh my goodness, man. And we heard it from our apostles before when we entered into their life. This is what they told us was coming, man. They're going to make us the enemies of the NWO via the witchcraft and everything they garnished from the whole Kanye and Kyrie thing and the narratives and the thing. Now the ish people are in trouble and in jeopardy. Now they're against our chip. Now they're against our image, because really what we're tarnishing and casting down, all right, because the microchip is a boast against the Most High and His only begotten Son. Okay, so we're sent to do what? Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. The 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. 2 Corinthians 10 and 3, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Okay, and see, Esau wants to make this carnal. That's his only way to win, is to make it and present us as carnal. Hey, we're going to be delivered, man. We're getting ready to be delivered. Because eventually these particular mindsets and what we're reading, these articles, all right, pretty soon, like, yeah, they're going to make the move. Okay? So where we win is by staying in the spirit. See, that's the fight, not giving in to the temptation of the flesh and remaining in the spirit. Okay? And trusting in what is written. Okay? The sure word of prophecy. Not trying to get some sort of carnal, physical victory here in Babylon the Great. Where we win is what? For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and everything that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach. See? Casting down imaginations, all right, and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God. Now, when you get Second Thessalonians, let's see here. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 Second Thessalonians chapter 2. All right. And 3, let no man deceive you, for that day shall not come except there be a falling away first, 70 AD, all right, which from there eventually led to us going into these different captivities. Okay. It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, Esau, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Okay. He opposeth. Okay. Let's look at this word opposeth. Everything that he is pushing opposes the Most High, and they're not hiding it. Okay.
Strong's G 480. Anti-Sem.
To be set over against, opposite to oppose, to be adverse to withstand. All right. And that's how they are about righteousness. Okay. Yep. He was destined. He was appointed to be anti-Messiah, to be the adversary, Satan. All right. That's why in verse 8 it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. That's the word of the prophets. And it is working. You see, and the Lord just brought more attention to it to hasten prophecy, man. That's all. Okay, because people are being marked for destruction and people are being marked for salvation. Okay, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. NLT, this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. Okay, lying wonders, man, which the lying wonders, okay, is what? Pseudos. That word lying is pseudos. And that's what runs this world, pseudoscience. Okay? A conscious and intentional falsehood. Whatever is not what it seems to be, all right? Impious, perverse, deceitful precepts. That's what they're pushing into the earth. Okay? So for you to push life and to push salvation in the spirit and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and the victory coming to us is going to make you the enemy, to speak against their science, to speak against what they're coming with. That very talking point is going to make you an enemy of the state. And they're building this narrative in this case, and they're not hiding it no more. They're not playing any games. 2023 is going to be off the heezy. Okay? So this is going to be the mindset. All right, they're going all the way in this article. The future world is a world. The future is a world without hate, without poverty, and without any sort of struggle. But that can't happen if we don't resist anti-chippers. So the mindset of speaking against that charagma, okay, is going to be a very serious point of contention amongst the believers in the latter days. That's why Revelation, the 14th chapter, after we push that message into the earth, all right, about if you take if you worship his beast, his image, take his mark, you're going to be destroyed. That's why it says in verse 14, and I'll read it in the NLT, it says, this means that God's holy people must endure persecution patiently, obeying his commands and maintaining their faith in Yahweh Shai. You see that? See, because this belief, this talking point is going on while they're trying to establish what they're trying to establish in Revelation, the 13th chapter, which is centered around a charagma. So if you're speaking against my charagma, okay, you are getting ready to be an enemy of the state, and you anti-Sem, and you a conspiracy theory, and you a Hebrew Israelite. You see that? And see, this is going to be the test to where wisdom and knowledge, because as we just read, you're going to have to endure persecution, but still maintain your faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and keep the commandments. Okay? So that means you ain't going to be able to, you can't take the charagma. Okay, you're going to have to stay faithful to the Lord, because that charagma is a sin against the Most High. And this is what Israelite leaders ain't promoting to you Israelites. You got Israelite leaders getting on large platforms and they're not warning against this. You see what I'm saying? They said, F it. If you don't want to do it, we'll get your children. So, and we'll get into that charagma some more. You know, we got some information on that. But yeah, the Spirit of the Lord is heavy in the earth. You know, may Yahweh Shem Yahshua cover his elect, you know, from that sinful and wicked tongue. Sirach, the 51st chapter comes to mind, you know, but this concludes this news and prophecy. We'll be back with more, Lord willing. Hopefully I'll edify on to the next. Shalom.